All right, welcome to another episode of Warrior versus Zombie. And today, as always, I have an amazing warrior guest, Elena Apalkova, and I'll come back to her in just a second. But first, let me remind you of why you're here. Success is a journey, it's not a destination. As warriors, we all have a history of ups and downs, wins and losses that are all part of making us who we are up to this point, and they provide a foundation for our path forward. We all battle our inner zombie as well as those zombies in our world. And in each episode, I interview warriors who are aspiring leaders from all walks of life: entrepreneurs, artists, health practitioners, business owners, literally any inspired leader that has a story to tell. These warriors have a cause, they have unique value and a vision that goes generations into the future. And today's guest is no exception. Elena Apalkova is an awesome warrior. Her warrior journey began in Ukraine and has taken her now to the UK, becoming a successful mindset coach. Under mentorship with Bob Proctor, Elena learned a proven structured process to help her clients achieve their desired permanent results in the shortest and fastest way possible. Through her guidance, individuals and teams have been empowered to overcome challenges, optimize their productivity, and create a life of fulfillment. Whether it's overcoming limiting beliefs, improving time management skills, or enhancing communication and leadership abilities, Alina equips her clients with tools and strategies they need to thrive. Alina's vision is to help individuals all over the world not only achieve success, but also experience a sense of fulfillment and balance in all areas of their lives. Elena Apalkova, welcome to Warrior versus Zombie. How are things in your world today?
Hi everyone. It is honor for me to be here in this very fast growing podcast and add some value to this community.
Well, I'm excited that you're here, Elena. So where exactly are you right now?
I'm in Brighton, UK.
Brighton, UK, and that's a little ways outside of London, is that right?
Yeah, few
Yeah, a
miles
little.
south.
And what exciting is going on in your world? I actually know you're getting ready to fly. Tell me a little bit about that.
Exciting is that I love dancing. And I go to dance every week for 5, 6 hours non-stop. That brings me very good energy.
Yeah. So you're a dancer. What is it? Salsa dancing? What kind of dancing do you do?
It is Latino, yes. Salsa, bachata, kizomba.
Wow. Well, I don't do any of that, but well, I mean, I have this problem. It's called white man's rhythm disease. So my rhythm isn't that great. But anyway, so how's things in the UK right now? How's the weather?
The weather is English.
So it's rainy and cloudy, right? I
Yeah,
actually it
rainy.
looked like it was kind of sunny there.
Yeah, maybe it is lamps on my ceiling.
Yeah, I've spent some time in London. I don't know. I'm not sure I've been to Brighton, but probably have. But well, let's. I'll tell you what. We're gonna cut the. I know we want to. We got another show coming up here, so we're gonna take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to hear your story, Elena. So I want to hear how you got started, how you got from where you started to where you are today. So let's take a quick break for the audio audience. We'll hear a little of our theme song. It's Not the Getting There by Ricky Jean Wright. And we'll be right back with Elena Apalkova and Warrior versus Zombie. All right, we're back. Elena, as I said before the break, and you get to pick where you start here, but we want to hear, how did you get from where you started to where you are today?
Yeah, it is an interesting question. It is important to know which place to consider as started because I was studying many times in my life. Yes, I remember then I was child in former Soviet Union, and I knew that I am going to do something big. And from time I remember myself, I was always learning and searching for knowledge. And when the Soviet Union collapsed, 1991, it was another breakthrough because previous system just collapsed, and uh, nobody knew what is ahead. And that was starting point for me to go to Iran and get my master degree. And then when I came back, I had my two master degrees, but I still wanted for more. And the turning point happened when I started working with Bob Proctor and became Proctor Gallagher consultant. And then I understood that my life before um, was not, I didn't have purpose in my life, although I was very successful. But still, if someone asked me what is my goal, I couldn't answer.
Mm-hmm.
And something happened in my life that I lost everything I had, my property, car, everything. And that moment, I think, was again starting point, and that one actually was the reason why I started for searching personal development. And from Bob Proctor, I understood that we are not who we were told we are, and that there is so much to discover about myself. And it is not just being successful, but it is about finding your purpose and mission in life, and doing what you are meant to do. And this is what brings happiness and fulfillment in life.
Well, I love that. I think that we're very aligned there because I'm known as the vision warrior. And one of the things I talk about is we all have a unique reason, I call it, uh, for being on the planet. And we're here for a purpose. And we all have unique value. And obviously, you have a lot of value of experience and so on. Let me ask you this. So, you kind of hit on a couple of transition points. So, you were in the former Soviet Union, I guess Ukraine area. Is that correct? And then you moved to Iran to get your master's degree. Did I understand that right?
Yes, right. One of two. Yeah, one I took in Ukraine in University of International Relations,
Uh-huh.
and another one I took in philology from Iran when I studied Persian language and literature.
And you said you were successful, um, and then you got connected to Bob Proctor and kind of got clarity, a little bit of clarity on your purpose and stuff after having degrees. That's an interesting zombie that people have to overcome. A lot of times we're focused on learning, but then applying that learning and so on is can be a zombie. It sounds like you had a zombie in your life. You say you lost everything. So how did that happen? What was the thing that occurred there? That's actually I've had similar experience in terms of having everything I thought I needed to having barely enough to get by. So I've gone on that journey. A lot of people have. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so between my degrees and me becoming Proctor Gallagher consultant, I was in network marketing, and I
Mhm.
was making big money every week as international leader. I had thousands of people in my downline, and I was investing in property, and uh, some people gained my trust, and then they just used that, and they stolen everything I had. And this is how it happened that I came down from having
Yeah.
a very luxury life,
Hmm.
and then just having like lost everything. And this time was when cryptocurrency also dropped in the end of 2017, when Bitcoin was up to 20,000 and then dropped to 3. So I had some assets in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin and altcoins. And one day I lost about $200,000. And then after that, those people who I thought they were my friends, they just stolen the rest what I had.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was just a big hit, yes, because I was not prepared for that. And that was the place where I had to find something to get out of that dark situation which I found myself.
Hmm.
And I heard only one phrase of Joe Dispenza
Mm.
when I was searching on YouTube different information which can help me to get out of that situation, because I had always in my mind 24/7 this conversation and all these thoughts. I couldn't think about anything else, like how it could happen. And only one phrase, it helped me. And Joe Dispenza told that people don't die from snake bite, they die from the poison which is spread in the body. So
Mm.
that just got me awake, and I understood that yes, like this has happened already, but what I am doing now, it will create the results. I understood that I just getting killed with the poison. And then I just started forcing myself to think about something different, something else. And that's how I started listening different audiobooks, different master classes, Joe Dispenza. I started attending events of the most famous coaches and leaders. And then that is how I found Bob Proctor. And that moment when I lost everything I had, I understood that I have to become value. That that whatever happens, if I am value, I can again grow and become successful. And that moment I became so much obsessed with this knowledge. Yeah, I just was getting different programs, different webinars, events. And this is how I found Bob Proctor and became Proctor Gillinger consultant. And that now, when I look at that situation, I think that this is the best what happened, because if this wouldn't happen, I would be still that naive and like Elena, who was just wanted helping people and didn't understand how manage your assets and how to choose right people. Yes, so yeah, we always can find good in every situation, even if it is so bad as
Mm.
one that happened to me. But what I learned from Bob Proctor, that there is good and bad in every situation. Everything has good and bad, and we
Yep.
can always choose what to focus about. And if we focus on good, we from even the worst situation, we can find something that will benefit us, and then we not only recover from that situation, but it will be our next step point, which will help us to grow and become even more successful.
Well, I love that you've hit on so many warrior nuggets there. First of all, I'll say that I'm a big fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza. When I was starting to write my book, there's a lot of things that you hit on there that also inspired me in terms of the mindset. One of the things is I say we all have a unique vision for our future, and that vision is something that we act on every day. It's in our mind, it's our plan for the future. In fact, I believe it's Dr. Joe Dispenza that says that if you don't plan your future, then your destiny is your history. So if you don't like where you came from, you need to kind of focus your mind forward on those things. And that's kind of what I focus on as well, is trying to make sure people have that foundational thing. The other thing you said, which I think is actually maybe more brilliant than is the fact that uh, our life is full of challenge and support, and they're all meant to serve us. They all serve us. They all, if we didn't learn to get up after we fall when we're kids, we would never walk, right? If we didn't overcome challenges. So you have had a pretty devastating challenge where you lost everything you had. I mean, back in 2008, I had retired. I've been retired from the corporate world for be 18 years the end of this month. And one of the things that I learned in that process was you make your plans and then God laughs, because things happen. I didn't have the situation where people took advantage of me. I just got caught in the market crash of 2008 and lost about $8 million in assets, both real estate, stocks, and those kinds of things. So a lot of people don't know that about me, because the thing is, you can't stay there. You can't dwell there. And that's one of the things that you just said. To me, anyway, is what I heard was it's a very powerful lesson to learn. The other thing is surrounding yourself with people that have your interests in mind as well as theirs. And unfortunately, sometimes the discernment of who are the right people is always a warrior lesson that I think most of us have learned. And those zombies come into our world, and then if we're not careful, that poison from that snake bite, as you call it, right, can go into your mind, and that fear, that pain can be what actually destroys you, because you're, as I call it, your zombie mind, you have trouble overcoming it. So you're in the United Kingdom right now. Um, Tell me a little bit about how that came about. What were you overcoming to be there? This is where we met when we got connected on the Be Connected thing and so on. Tell me a little bit about tell the audience a little bit about that.
Yeah, the reason when we came to UK was the war in Ukraine, and it started from the airport destroyed by rockets just 2 kilometers far from our house.
Wow.
So I woke up, and from this noise of airplanes, and I understood that the war started. Yeah, just speaking with my friends. And we left, yeah, we left Ukraine and we came to Austria. And then from Austria, we came to UK. Yes, and it was a very, very hard journey, because it was very different from when you go somewhere traveling with travel purpose. When you just leave everything and just take documents and go somewhere, you don't know where, and you don't know if you come back or when you come back. And also you have your mother, which is 84, and daughter, which was 14. Yeah, and it was a very difficult journey. And my mother fainted 2 times before we get to the border. We
Wow.
had to take ambulance, and it was not easy. Then also when we came to England, my daughter went through so many challenges.
Hmm.
She got depressed because she left her horse. She was missing her horse, and She got very sick. Yes, and even to that extent that I had to bring her back to Ukraine and
Hmm.
live with my friends and come back again to be with my mother. So it was just like these few months was uh, hard because I had to be between my daughter and horse and my mother who is here. Yes, so now everything comes to the end. All these challenges comes to the end again, and I will go Ukraine next week to bring my daughter back here. And now she's happy to come and live here. That is very good win for us.
Yes, that's I have five children, and I say I'm only as happy as my saddest child. So I totally get, having to do that and understand. Although I don't understand, I mean, I find it interesting. I'm here in Dallas, Texas, and you're in Brighton, getting ready to go back to Ukraine to a war zone and whatever, and bring your daughter back and those kinds of things. To me, that when we think about challenges here in the United States relative to the things that you're just talking about very calmly and um, obviously dealing with some of those challenges here, we would could derail us completely, right? And you had to learn to overcome those things. And that zombie of war, of waking up to uh, bombing of an airport 2 miles or whatever it is from your where you live, that's even hard for me to imagine. I've never had that experience. So I'm totally amazed at your demeanor at this point, your calmness and your focus, if you will, on going forward. So yes, you are definitely a warrior. Well, let's do this. I really want to hear about what you're doing today. You and I are very much in the launch of this Be Connected project, trying to connect the world, if you will, and also the a lot. I know you're doing a lot of other coaching programs and mindset things, and frankly, I know you can offer a lot of value there to anybody just because of not only the concepts you've learned, but your life experiences. So let's do this. Let's take another quick break. And when we come back, I want to hear why you're doing what you're doing today and what kind of impact you're hoping to have. So let's hear a little more of our theme song from Ricky Jean Wright. It's Not the Getting There. And we'll be right back with Elena Apalkova and Warrior versus Zombie. All right, we're back. Elena, I swear I cannot even imagine some of the things that you've just shared and that you've gone through and that you're still going through to some degree, and the mindset, the positive attitude, the things that you bring, just the energy really that I see you bringing just to this conversation. But tell me, why are you doing what you're doing today?
Today, I think that I found my passion, which I was looking for all my life. Yes, and that started from the time when I became Proctor Gallagher Institute consultant and understood paradigms from Bob Proctor. That I understood that 98% of people don't think, and they live in like hypnotic state,
Mm.
like a rhythm which they just go by in this life, and they don't realize who they truly are. They don't live the life of their potential, although they may feel that there is something more for them and they can have, do, and be more. But because of being in this hypnotic state and being controlled by their paradigms, so-called subconscious programs and multitude of habits, they never live the life that they really could live and meant to live. And for me, it was very big transformational journey when I did first my program with Bob Proctor that is called Thinking into Results. And I understood that every goal has the new level of paradigm shift. And whatever we achieved in life, there is always next level. And we can achieve big goals only when we shift those programs, because the programs which are deeply rooted in our subconscious mind, like cybernetic mechanism, they are set to a certain level of our results, like thermostat. If it is set to 20 degrees, whatever happens, the door will open and heat comes or cold comes. This cybernetic mechanism will connect to furnace or to cooling system and will bring the temperature back to the set level. And the same what is happening with people. They can dream, they can want more, but if they don't change those programs, they will not get any better results. And
Mm.
that's why they are like in circle. They think the same things, they feel the same, they act the same, and they have the same results. And it doesn't matter what they know. They can learn a lot. They can read many books, or they can attend so many trainings and webinars, and the gap between what they know and what they do will just become bigger. So will become their frustration because they don't understand, like, I know what I have to do, but I don't do what I already know, or vice versa, I don't want something to do and I just go and do that. And then this gap becomes bigger, like more people get knowledge, older they become, this gap become bigger. And that's why so many people don't get what they want in life, and they just become upset, and they just think that success is resolved just for some people. But they don't understand that it is not that success is resolved. There is a structured process or certain habits and the way how successful people think. This is how the book you Think and Grow Rich was written by
Mhm.
Napoleon Hill. When he interviewed for 24 years, he was interviewed the most successful people, and he wrote this book, Laws of Success, the
Lots of
first
success.
book. And the second book became Think and Grow Rich, because if the people know these secrets, so called, but they're not
Mhm.
secrets because they're already described in the books, right? But because not many people get to those books, still it is secrets, because it is like a treasure which is hidden, although it is in the bookshelves. But it is still hidden because people don't go and don't get this. And even maybe those people who read this book, they still don't understand and they don't implement. That's why when I understood that there is a recipe, like a recipe of success, and certain way of thinking, certain way of feeling and acting, this I thought that this is what I really wanted to share with people, because from time I was small, only two things I loved to do, and it was studying and helping people. But I didn't know what I can help people before I found this recipe, which is proven, which is already based on 150 years of knowledge, studying from Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor, and now I'm like a student, Bob Proctor student, feel responsibility to share this information, because this is something which cannot be compared with any gold and silver, because this is such a treasure. When people understand it, totally transform their lives, and not only their lives, it impact their families, their children. They can become much more than they are, and this is how they can create any results they want, because we get in life not what we want, but who we become. And understanding understanding ourselves, it is the key to create results which we want.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So first of all, I love Think and Grow Rich, and it's not a secret, it's been there. That gap you talk about, which is between the 95%, as I call it, the zombie brain, it's really your subconscious, those habits, as you say, the practices that we do. The 95% of the things that we think and do today are the same things we thought and did yesterday. And if we continue on that path, that's the whole, if you keep doing that, your history is your destiny. That's where you're going. So the only way to affect that is not only to take the information that you get from, whether it's Bob Proctor or Napoleon Hill or any source. It's, you said a key word there, which is implement or put into action, because that's where you make the changes day by day, and your mind starts to change your body, so that what you're now in your subconscious or in your automated act is moving you towards that vision, as opposed to just giving you an excuse for not being there. And I can see that. So let me ask this question. So if anything were possible, and as I always say, all things are possible, what kind of impact would you hope to have?
I would like to impact 1 million people and help them to transform their lives and to learn to live not just from physical world. What I understood, that it is different way how to look at things, and understanding that we are not only physical beings, we are not the body, we
Right.
have a mind, we have intellect, and we have body. So we dwell on the three planes simultaneously: our mind, intellect, and body. And what is my passion is to help people to understand how to use the power of mind, because unfortunately people just are too physical. They just live in the physical realm, and they just look at things just using their five senses: ability to see, smell, hear, taste, and touch. But they don't use their marvelous mind. And this is the mind, which is our workshop, which we can learn how to use our high mental faculties:
Mm,
ability to have intuition, imagination, memory, reason, perception, power of will, right? And when we learn these high mental faculties and start looking at things and creating things, instead of just reacting to physical things, but we can create a new things, and we can achieve any goals which can just come to our mind. Because if we have that goal, if we have that desire, it means that that already exists in different frequency, just which
right.
is upper than where we are. And our task is just to raise, to grow, and to get to that frequency, like to that channel where everything that we desire and deserve already exists.
Yeah, I absolutely love that, because a lot of people, what we see is the matter. We see physical things, right? The things, as you say, we can see, touch, feel, but in reality, the world is mostly energy. I mean, our atoms, right down to the atomic level, right, is energetic. And so moving to a higher frequency, as opposed to staying at a lower frequency of energy in our thoughts, which are really the energy that we, right? I mean, thought is energy. So we're basically taking those higher thoughts, and they will affect the matter. It's not the other way around, right? It's basically our minds, our mindset. And I love that. And I know that's your focus. And I totally am in alignment with you there. Is that I know myself, when I wake up in the morning and my energy, not my physical energy, my mental energy is low. I may be anxious or frustrated or those kinds of those kinds of things. It holds me back. Well, let me ask you this: what is your major uh, objective in the next few months, other than going to get your daughter, which I think is awesome, and bringing her to the UK? And now that she wants it, is there any other major objectives you have before we break and then land the plane?
My objective now is to create seven-figure business, and I work with business coach, business
Mm-hmm.
mentor to that direction. I also plan to start my own podcast and also do show every week and do events in Brighton where I live. Already created community to impact people in this area, and I also want to write a book. So I have many plans for next 12 months
I
from now.
love it. That's awesome. Yeah, I knew you had some things right in front of you, and that's I wanted the audience to hear that. Not only that you're going to impact a million people, and some of the things that you're focused on and your coaching and so on, but just some of the things that you're implementing, as you said, in your own life. And I think that's important. I think really taking those steps yourself is really what is energetically, then you're taking that mental energy, that vision that you have, and you're putting it into action. As I say, you're aligning your actions with the vision of the future that you want to make possible. Well, let's do this. We're going to have to land the plane. As much as I enjoy this conversation, actually, I think we're going to go into another conversation right after this. So, but we're gonna land the plane for this episode and come back. As soon as we come back, Elena, I want you to give me one thing, if we take away anything from this podcast, what you want us to make sure we don't miss. All right, so let's hear a little more of our theme song. It's Not the Getting There by Ricky Jean Wright for the audio audience. And we'll be right back with the Land the Plane segment with Elena Apalkova and Warrior versus Zombie. All right, Elena. Man, there's so many things we've covered, and I'm kind of tired already, and it's early in the morning here for me, and I know it's in the mid afternoon for you there. But tell me, if we take away anything from this discussion, from your story, the things you've been through, from what you've learned, what you're doing today, or something we haven't even thought, what would you want to make sure that we take away?
I would like to finish this conversation with the quote of James Allen, who said that you become what you think about, and tell that everyone can become anybody he just wants, and there are no limitations, just in our mind, those limitations which we have. That's why we can create our new identity. We are not who we were told that we were, and we are not who we think we are. And by studying ourselves and going deep in personal development, we can discover our true values, because each of us has unique talents and gifts. And if we discover these unique talents and gifts, and then we bring them into the surface, something that we can do is priceless, because there is only one you in this world, right? Like only one me and only one you. It means that something, if it is really aligned with our unique talents and gifts, and we bring it, it is so powerful and it is so unique and so valuable. That's why I would like to tell everyone who is listening us today, study yourself, because the opposite of knowledge is ignorance, right? And only the knowledge. And when you study yourself, you can understand who you truly are, right? What is your true mission in this life? And don't be afraid to be who you are and pursue your dreams, because many people just think that it is too old to change career, or it is too, they may be not enough. But you never need to compare yourself with anyone, because you are unique and you have unique mission. And when you find your mission, when you find your purpose, and when you do what really you love to do, you will be so excited. You will have all this energy which you will receive from universe just to support you to fulfill your dreams.
That is beautiful. I truly, truly align with you there. And we are all unique. As I say, we all have unique value. We all have a unique reason for being on the planet, and we have unique vision of the future, what is the impact we want to have. So totally get that, and we're totally aligned there. Well, Elena, it's been amazing, and I know you and I are on this journey together with Be Connected and so on. But tell the audience, uh, you can get connected on Be Connected. If you're not already on that platform, you need to reach out. I would encourage you to immediately go and check out Elena Apalkova. She's the only one on the platform. There's 25,000 people growing to millions, but she's the only one on the platform. She's amazing. She's got a lot of value. Is there any other way that you'd like us to reach out? And by the way, if there's any links or anything, I'll put them in the show notes.
Yes, sure. I have website mindset2results.com. Also, I have LinkedIn, Facebook, and you're always welcome. I will be happy to connect and add some value to your life too.
Well, you're amazing, Elena, and I'm so enjoying the journey of getting to know you and getting the opportunity to feature you on this podcast. But thank you very much.
Thank you to David for inviting me. It was a pleasure to have this podcast today.
All right. Well, Elena and the Warrior audience, thank you very much for joining us today. And we'll be back next week for another episode of Warrior versus Zombie. Let's hear the final outro of It's Not the Getting There, and we'll be back next week.